cult members, and welcome to Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
And welcome to our trailer reaction for Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings. Just by the title itself, this feels like it's going to be an origin story telling the story of the Ten Rings and how we get Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I would.
That's just reading the title and stuff like that. We are also going to say we know exactly zero about this character. Right. Now, I did do some reading today to kind of get caught up on what is kind of possibly what the story could be going forward, just so we can have some point of reference while we watch this. But I don't care. I'm excited. Kung Fu movie. That's all I really care about. So here we go. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings trailer reaction, and go. That's not ominous.
Did you punch that with your fist? Yeah. All right. Nice.
Let's do those push-ups.
Oh, no.
I gave you 10 years to live your life. And where did that get you?
I get friends.
You walked in my shadow. I trained you. So the most dangerous people in the world couldn't kill you. Son, it's time for you to take your place by my side.
What is that?
That's not going to happen. You can't outrun who you really are.
I have a really big grin on my face right now.
Who are you?
Oh!
Don't go under 55! Don't go under 55!
Oh! Oh no! All those scars.
Nailed it!
We make a good team.
September free. Free, I say free.
Was that Aquafina?
Yeah, it is Aquafina.
Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't know she was in this.
I have come to really appreciate her, both like comically. I like her kind of style, but also just as a straight actress because of everything she did with The Farewell, and I think she was the Farewell. And like I liked her in Ocean's 8. Like you know,
and she's in the I can't think of the name of it.
She's the dragon in Raya.
No, the date, the rom-com, the Asian rom-com.
Oh, why does 8 Crazy Nights keep coming to my head?
Yeah.
Wow, we're terrible movie people.
Anyway, she's like the best friend.
Yeah. It's gonna come to our heads, and it's gonna be amazing. But like I said, I have a big stupid smile on my face because of everything that's going on in this trailer.
Yeah.
So some backstory a little bit on Liu.
He can't speak English.
I can't speak English, so you're gonna make me try to do foreign names. He put out in the universe, I would love to play Shang-Chi like 4 or 5 years ago. Just put it out there. Let's see what happens. Whatever.
Didn't he post a couple of like training kind of videos, like him working out,
I can do this and stuff? And I guess it got the attention of Kevin Feige and Marvel and everything.
Yeah.
And then he got hired, and everybody's like, "Oh, look, they actually like fan cast it the right way and stuff like that." And then you watch this trailer, and you're like, "Oh no! He actually is Shang-Chi."
Yeah,
like,
he's pretty badass.
Yeah.
I would like to know what their vehicle budget was. us for this show.
That BMW
Holy crap.
that they hit with the bus in the first little part of that bus little section,
Yeah.
whatever, is an electric BMW. Like it was the prototype in at the not Wiz Khalifa, in Mission Impossible, not Fallout, the one before that, Ghost Protocol. That BMW is the prototype of that particular car, and that particular car is like a $74,000 car. I know because I love them. But yeah, their car budget.
And then they took out a whole bunch more.
Yeah.
But spared the Chrysler.
Is Fiat Chrysler I mean, they own Audi, so or is that so okay. So a couple things from at least from the trailer. I see Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yep.
I see Speed. I made the Speed joke.
Yep.
I see
little Mortal Kombat-y
kind of thing. I see Enter the Dragon a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I see all of that stuff in there. There's also some flashback stuff. So like Moana, the big fight scene in Mulan. Sorry, not Mulana. Mulan, the big fight scene. Like that kind of thing. So I see, like, it feels, at least from this trailer, visually wise, that you're telling a story of here's all the things that you've from different things that you've liked.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring it to this and kind of thing. I'm totally cool with that. Like, I love that idea. Yeah. One of the things I did here today, from somebody who is Asian and raised in an Asian household, the idea of trying to come out of the shadow of your parents is a big thing in Asian culture for young people nowadays. And the Ten Rings is run by
the Yakuza?
No, not the Yakuza. Oh my god. Trevor from Iron Man 3. Mandarin, thank you. Jesus, my brain just fried. Is the Mandarin is Trevor. Actually Shang-Chi's dad. Like that's the story that they're telling, and that Shang-Chi has to come in and now actually take mantle
over the
of
family
like,
business.
or whatever. Right. Okay. So a lot of those battle scenes that we saw early on are of the Mandarin throughout time.
Okay.
So we're going to get flashbacks of who he actually is and who the Ten Rings are before we actually get...
So is the Mandarin, like, immortal?
It's
long
what they're
life?
kind of showing.
Okay.
And in the comics, the rings are like they're like finger rings.
Right.
And they kind of have the same kind of general principles of power and usage as the Infinity Gauntlet stones.
Yeah.
The Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
But there's 10 of them, and then once you get all of them together, you become immortal.
Right.
Superpowered, whatever.
Right, okay.
And Shang-Chi himself is not superpowered. He's just a mortal who's just really good at fighting inside the comics. Now, there is some variations of the comics where he can clone himself and he can do some other kind of things, but for the most part, he's an immortal person.
Right.
And it looks like in the trailer, they actually do armbands instead of rings.
Yeah.
Instead
I was wondering
of doing
if
them on
that's
the
what that
fingers,
was.
kind of would get them not confused.
Maybe it's Wakanda tech.
Right. Because everything right now is Wakanda tech. We were just watching something for Falcon and Winter Soldier, and it's like, of course everything's Wakanda tech. Or Wanda tech, if you want to put it that way, too. But I mean, what did you see here that makes you excited? Because I could just ramble on for another 5 minutes.
Well, I mean, everything you named, and like all of the, I love the martial art fighting, and even like the Enter Dragon stuff, or
Enter the Dragon,
not Enter the Dragon, the other one where they're flying.
Crouching Tiger,
Crouching Tiger stuff where they're flying, and it's wire work, but it's still, that the acrobats and stuff are on wires. It's still cool.
Yeah.
But then there's the comedy of Awkwafina and him fighting on a bus and her trying to drive it and all that.
With Razor Arm, I think they called him Razor Hand, who's from the comics, and he's had a couple of different versions of himself where he has again, mortal person, but to be able to fight and whatever, he cuts his arm off and puts a razor on there.
Oh.
And now he becomes Edward Scissor, hacky, wacky weapon. Sometimes he has two, sometimes he has one.
Way better things to do than that.
Right,
but,
right.
Okay, sure.
But he's going to be like enforcer for the Mandarin, I feel like. And then the guy with the mask is like the Mandarin's second hand, his like right hand guy, whatever, and he's the one who trained Shang-Chi. So the big fight might be the two of them, and then his father is like, okay, we'll come back to this later, kind of thing. You're not gonna take the mantle. Some people were saying online today that his sister, the arena fight where he's getting loose into a girl, that's his sister, and so some people were saying like maybe she's the one that takes up the mantle of the Mandarin.
I mean, we might, again, because Falcon and Winter Soldier is fresh on our minds. It's what we're watching right now. It'll be interesting, right? Because there's the thing with Sam right now. He's not a super person. He's not enhanced. Right. And so how does he, take over the Captain America mantle and kind of do all that stuff? I kind of feel like this might have a little bit of that same. If he's not enhanced or an actual superhero, how does he deal with the bad guys and all of that?
The idea too of him being his own person, like that, I really love that idea of him like, no, I'm not taking this mantle that you're forcing upon me, which is one of the things I loved about Rey in the sequel trilogy for Star Wars. She's nobody. Oh, by the way, she's Palpatine's spoilers for Star Wars. She's Palpatine's granddaughter. You are going to be the next Empress. You're going to be the next big bad or whatever.
Right.
And her choosing not to take that mantle, when it's going to be forced upon them, you're choosing light over the dark.
Yeah.
I feel that kind of same pull, same kind of general idea here.
Yeah.
Which I love. I love that. Choosing your own path.
It makes sense if like you were saying, that in Asian culture right now, that the younger generation is going through that. I appreciate that, and I hope that they do a much better job than they did with the Netflix.
With Iron
Fist. And,
so that got
as far as representing the Asian culture with Asian people and
right. And that was one of the things that was brought up in a couple of the reviews that I watched today, is that we're not getting Danny Rand and Iron Fist because the whole idea of spoiled rich kid crashing somewhere and learning martial arts had been done. Like that's been done. Let's do an actual Asian-based superhero legacy conversation, culture conversation. It would take everything that happened in Black Panther and just put it in the Asian culture is what this is laying out.
Yeah, because it's definitely, absolutely their turn. It's probably a little late.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was one of the things that I was like, I'm excited for with this, is that the idea of we as Americans are going to see a version outside of the world of what superheroes could be and what culture is affected by that.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the cool things that Marvel has been able to do, is to show this how the world is viewed differently by different groups, but they still have the same hopes and needs and wants and truths and villainy and good guys and bad guys and stuff like that.
Because you're all the same inside.
Yeah. So having that general idea or that general conversation being told, but the faces don't look like us.
Right.
And
Right. And I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I am
totally
absolutely here for it.
That's why I love Black Panther so much.
Yeah.
Is that struggle for identity. That is that movie, which is a lot of that movie and stuff.
Yeah.
And so that kind of continues here. So those are our thoughts on Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Let us know what you thought of this trailer and our reaction to it in the comments down below, please be nice. Like we said, we haven't read the comics, so we're just getting caught up as we go along. And if I mispronounce anybody's name, welcome to the show. I can't speak English. So let us know what you think in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and follow us on all the social media stuff, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And until next time, cult members, good afternoon, good evening, and good night now.